Saute, this is Jeff.
This is David.
Hello, David.
Hey, Jeff.
We're playing a video game. I'm going to remove this mirage and throw myself back in a homunculus. And we're going to go back to the central block. We're going to reconfigure our armor and talk about Bleak Faith Forsaken, a video game that I enjoyed quite a lot despite its jank, and a video game that has a very, very kind of dumb name.
It is a stupid name.
Bleak Faith itself, not bad, sure.
Not good, but not bad.
But you know, it's not so generic that like you search for it and nothing comes up. It's kind of like, okay, but then the subtitle Forsaken. Okay. I look up and I look around and you can get it. You can see the part that was like calling to me beyond the jank. It was like, you want to look through this cool place? I'm like, I do want to look through this cool place.
It looks like a cool place.
We do have to get through a little. We have to wade through, which I guess is also, you know, moving slowly through muck is kind of also a feature of the Dark Souls derived genre. So we do have to go through some
jank
before we can. Yes, some jank. Let's reconfigure our armor here. The UI is what I would call functional in that it does the functions. Not particularly intuitive.
Right.
That is going to be true for many things.
Yes, I have played this game while Jeff was over in real life.
Yeah, I was in real life visiting the actual physical space where you exist. And played some video games. Played some music. Had a grand old time.
It was fun. This game is awkward.
It is a little awkward.
But
I'm going to specific. Well, here's our character sheet, such that it is. This is in case you had not guessed by everything that's going on here. It is a small indie team's version of Dark Souls. Like there's many. This has a lot of Hell Point energy. Okay. It has a lot of the same strengths of Hell Point in that the level design is very, very good, and the combat's like, it's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
And then there's some jank. There's some jank around the corners. This is not multiplayer, though.
Yeah.
Some of the, let's say, innovations of the genre include the fact that you don't lose anything on death. You just go back to your last checkpoint. There's no looking for souls or whatever. It also means there's also no leveling up. My stats here, 5855. 5 is just where you start. And it's just going to stay there until you get equipment that you can put on to change those numbers. And those numbers are quite significant for your damage and survivability and whatnot. So I'm going to specifically just look through here and put on whatever strength stuff I have that I've found. And this is about an hour and a half into the game, I suppose, after the first boss, which kind of is technically a tutorial, but that whole first zone is also gigantic. Like everything in this game, the environments are massive and quite beautiful. Let's go with those. Let's Constitution. The choice between Constitution, Intelligence. Constitution is health. The one I have right now is Agility. Agility is crit chance, so we'll stick with that. Agility and strength. That's good. Right. That's good. Good combo. Constitution, Intelligence.
Con or max stamina?
I just leave what I got. It still does have armor or movement penalties. Another thing that is actually borrowed straight from the Hell Point sort of percentage system for how fast you move.
Lots of rings.
Lots of rings and stuff. I got a 5% move speed traveling cape, which I got from doing some platforming.
Right.
I only have one of those, so okay. I do want to change out this decay status ring for just I think that just a flat 10% attack bonus would be better.
Okay.
Sure. We'll go with that for now. The decay, the 20% decay effect actually might be more effective if I think about it, assuming that it works as it seems that it would. The decay effect is a a general attack and defense.
Sorry, the
debuff
music
applied
just
to
hit.
an enemy. It just hit.
The music's so good.
You know what, I'll leave the decay on. Okay.
Yeah.
We've optimized such that we can at this early point.
Mm-hmm.
We've almost doubled our strength, so our numbers should be better.
Mm-hmm.
Our resistances are a confusing number, which literally just means 24% reduction, 20% reduction, and 20% reduction. Just move the decimal a little bit to the side, and you know how much your resistances are.
Yeah.
I have taken the vampirism perk, so I can get lifesteal. I've got a huge sort of two-handed sword I got from the first boss, which I like quite well.
Yes.
And I think that I'll also go with a technomancy rod as my other.
Oh.
Yeah, I do have a torch which you have to equip in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And gives you a little bit of glow. I would definitely recommend increasing the gamma to the maximum in the settings.
Which is a thing I do as a coward.
You would do anyways.
Yeah.
I do so that I can even see it all. One of the areas is called the Rain District, and some of those are just pitch black tunnels.
I'm sorry. Your character would fall over. There's no balance to this.
Nope. I'm perfectly fine. This is the homunculus. Here's our handler. Much like many of the style of game, you come here, one word of dialogue is spoken. That's your entire premise and plot, and you'll not get any more until the end. What do I like about this game? The exploration and the environment is so good that it trumps all of the other deficiencies, which is some janky platforming, some questionable balance, game design decisions. And then much later on, some frustrating boss encounters, even if they are technically beatable.
Okay. So would you say this is
the music and the dark ambient soundtrack?
Yes.
Also very good.
So would you say this is a good game?
I'd say that this game is recommended. And the game is getting better. The first time I played this game, it was too janky. I had to return it on Steam. I was like, nope, it's not ready yet. But there's something there that I was like, I think I do have a soft spot for a small team making indie Souls-like.
Yeah.
So.
And that techno, God, that looks so bad. I love it.
It's this is my shooting stick. I'm gonna try and head towards Yulia, which is kind of when we were playing, we were kind of left off because just wander that way.
Yeah,
this central hub area, you can go many directions.
Now, you said when this game originally came out, you could not use a controller, right?
When it originally came out, it was not designed for controller at all.
Okay.
I came in after it had been patched in, but not significantly.
Okay.
To the point it is now. This game also suffered from and explain this, you may have heard this on like gaming news sites or whatever, of being accused of stealing assets. I've run into a invisible ghost. He's just minded his own business, kind of Silent Hill 4 style. Does this go up to Yulia? This goes over to the underside. No, I need to go to... If I go up here, if I go through here and then up and around, I don't think that actually goes where I want.
You said they were accused of stealing animations or assets? Animations, which I guess was an asset from Dark Souls, which the devs said that they had bought it from Unreal Marketplace, and Unreal is just, or Epic was just like, that's not our responsibility. Of course not. Yeah. Well,
so they have been, considering all of the other issues and jank that this game has, that being piled on top of it was kind of unfortunate.
It didn't help, no.
It did not help. They have been patching it almost daily, and the jank was lowered to below the threshold where I'm like, I'll give us a chance. This has strong hell point energy. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think I go straight forward and then right. Get to the
I did play this again while Jeff was here, and I don't know if it's below my jank threshold,
But at the same time,
that's of course going to be different person to person.
I'm also not above with games like this because my time is far more limited than it used to be. I will just cheat so that I can see the pretty area.
Explore the cool thing. I would definitely recommend a little bit of that. At the moment, they are planning to add cloud saves, but there aren't any, so I have been save scumming my way through some of the rougher, untested, and sort of poorly thought out end areas. Lots of if you wanted to go for a certain ending, like you accidentally made a wrong turn and you're locked out, or you've reached a point of no return and can't actually go back anymore, this kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
I guess I'll laugh. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Party. Also, the fact that it only ever shows 3 items that you've picked up, even if there are more, it'll just show them in sequence.
Yep. Sound design is something that is, well, the music is great, but sound design is, there's lots of evidence of like sort of I don't know if it's like a newer team. I mean, I assume it is, right?
Yeah.
So like there's no sound effect, for example, when picking up an item. There is now because I have a ring that gives me a bonus when I pick something up, and that has a sound effect. So
right,
I actually do have, but normally it's just completely silent. You're like, wait, you look in the corner in the tiny text, unless you've, as I've done, increased the UI scale to 200% so you can see what's going on. You're like, oh, okay, I did get something.
Right.
So like here, I've got this special effect that you're seeing here is because of a ring of gluttony. Right. Oh, that guy is just kind of okay. That lad he came over to say hi and exploded.
Yeah.
I would also recommend moving the camera as far back as possible in the options, and also if you're playing on a controller like I am, would recommend changing the run button to R2 or something that's a little bit more comfortable to get to, because it is a hold and run situation. Otherwise, there is no iframes in this video game, David. They don't exist, which is an interesting choice to say the least. It means that some things are much more frustrating than some attacks are more precise than you would think they would be, which can be good or bad. It does make some bosses at the end very annoying or inconsistent. It just depends how you want to look at it. You know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of. It does have some interesting ideas vis-a-vis combat. If I time my hits, I can swing faster, and I get little marks on the bottom left there showing that my combo is increasing. I've reached maximum combo. I'm only tapping at the end of my swings, which starts the next swing sooner, and so forth. I think that there's another
little shiny
ghost.
Oh, yeah. I did just double check. It is a small team from Cyprus, the island.
Cyprus. Okay. Okay. This should lead to Yulia.
Yeah.
So the combo system, sure. There's perks in crafting. This has the worst lessons from Dark Souls and Bloodborne, where it auto-saves all the time, and you lose all of your resources when you use them, but enemies always come back.
Yep.
This is another recommendation for basically just save scumming when you get towards the end, because it becomes more and more heavily reliant, it seems, on temporary massive stat boost potions, which are, like anything in the game, either limited or you just have to waste your life farming. And it's like, nah. I'm gonna do that. So if it wanted to have more of a survival horror aesthetic in that sense, I assume that might be the idea for that.
So many floating dudes.
By. I mean, this is where they live, I assume.
Fair.
It's definitely an item down there. This has, but the best parts of this game are that some of that jank does help. By which I mean that,
explain.
okay. So there's like good jank and there's bad jank. So bad jank is like performance hitching or like
invisible guy. Okay.
Yeah. Or like performance hitching or crashing. I mean, crashing isn't really jank. It's just a problem. Or like, like awkward jumping where you like have to really be very deliberate with your directions. Otherwise, you just kind of fall off. An example of movement jank. Let me see if I can. We're on a thin bridge here.
Right.
If I attacking is modal in the sense that I have unequipped or sheathed and unsheathed states here. I'm currently in the sheathed state, I guess, so unequipped, however you want to call it, which means that my directional movement will point my character in that way, so forth. It also means that I don't take any. I don't run out of stamina when I'm running, which is good. Now I'm pulling my weapon out. Camera pulls back. Now if I'm moving, I'm strafing. So kind of like a first-person shooter or something like that. Right. I move left and right, back and forward. I'm not facing the direction I'm going. But the rates of movement are very different between these. So a little bit of jank would be that you put your weapon out, and now you have a little bit of a extremely unreliable small turning radius.
Yeah.
Which and this is, as far as I can tell, this is the slowest movement, at least at their current implementation of the.
Yeah.
You notice it? A little bit of okay. So
yeah.
So that I consider that a little bit of jank. So if you want to be precise, you actually have to pull your weapon out. So you have a very, like if I turn around, I just kind of spin in place.
Right. Yeah.
And then you can more easily correct your movement speed by holding the block button, which slows you down. So much like in Hellpoint, where you have to be very deliberate about your jumping speeds, like Castlevania 1 or something. You can have like a very small jump for corrections when you're holding. You can have a slightly longer jump when you have your weapon out, or you can have the longest possible one, which is like a full run while shooting. And this kind of thing, you just kind of have to get used to, and I'm okay with that
because they're consistent.
That kind of that's at least consistent. So some of the other what I would consider kind of good jank is the fact that these environments are massive. And there are no invisible walls, because that's just not a part of the design that was considered. Just gonna blast him with my technomancy here. Okay.
Nice.
Good. So you can get into anywhere, basically, by just, jumping and doing dark business, as we like to say on the channel.
Right, yeah. It's just all dark business as possible.
And sometimes that's bad. A little skittering of, I think it's on this side.
Oh, it's right there.
There's a little skittering friend. So my flux, that is to say my MP, is out, so I will switch over to a stabby stab for now.
Oh, you ripped some food out of its stomach. Very good.
I did. Sweet. I feel like I was distracted by the skittering just a little bit there.
Dark business getting places.
Dark business, yeah. So that can work. That kind of jank can work in its favor, where the exploration aspect is like 10 out of 10. The places, even though that has a pretty similar looking aesthetic, it's the omni structure. It's very much blame, right? Sort of like an expanding city, but like you can get into places that's like, am I supposed to be here? And the answer might be no. But it'll let you go there anyways.
Right.
But sometimes the answer is, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, there's an item.
And so, like, you find an item, you're like, oh, I guess this was meant to. And you can get yourself into bad situations. You can always just respawn. So it's not like that huge of a deal. But you can also just, like, get into areas you're not supposed to, which is something that is very hard to design intentionally in a game. So that's what I consider like good jank. You have something like Super Metroid, which has tons of sequence breaks, but not intentional, I don't think. And then as you go later on in the genre, you will have something like Metroid Fusion, which is like almost none that are intentional, except for the very few that are, like you can do like a Shine Spark puzzle to get around things that are intentional. But an intentionally designed developer sort of, it's a kind of organic design that just you can't really design. It has to have like a certain emergent quality to it, which obviously can't be being shot by an emergent quality to the design which jank in this case can support, and especially if it's for the feeling of just exploring you wanna
slide,
try and tink, just kind of do a little slice there. All right. Mm-hmm. Actually, the decay proc.
Is there an arrow in your head?
Yeah. Once I die, it will be left on my body, and I can pick it up.
That's true.
I can't just rip it out. That would be silly.
Yeah. I think a good example, sticking with Metroid, of a game that tried to design around the sequence breaky side of things was
almost had my life taken from me by
Metroid Zero Mission. Mm-hmm. Where like you can do a lot of cool and interesting things, but it's not as, or I don't find it as fun as the weird stuff you can do in Super Metroid.
Yeah,
but I also love that game, so it's like I love Zero Mission a lot.
I love Super Metroid as well. One of what's the word? I guess seminal childhood memories of that was important for developing my sense of taste, especially for video games and whatnot, is going through glitchy secret worlds in the original Metroid, which are of course not intended at all.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just like reading random RAM as tiles, and that kind of stuff was terrifying and fascinating.
Right.
And that kind of feeling is very hard to intentionally recreate, but I think this game goes a long way towards doing that, especially when you end up in spots where you just kind of feel like, oh, is the world ending, or am I supposed to be here? Have I made a mistake? This lad needs to die because the magic spells in the game will just shred your armor pretty much from beginning to end, because it only relies on the technomancy resistance stat.
The skull stat, right?
So there have been a number of times in this game where something kind of glitchy was happening, and I was like, is this intended? I feel kind of sick to my stomach because it feels like I'm just looking into the void. It's like this overly ambitious attack from an enemy is actually being spawned on the wrong side of a wall, and it looks like the entire world is being destroyed. And I was like, this seems unintentional, but I'm gonna take what I can get.
Right.
There's also many points in this game. I've actually beaten it at this point. Many points in this game where it kind of is like what it was asking you to do. And this is maybe an unfair comparison, or maybe unearned, since I love Outer Wilds so much. But there are times in Outer Wilds when it asks you to do something, and you're like, I don't want to do that. And in this game, you get to a point where it's like, oh, you want me to do that? No, I don't want to do that. That seems terrifying. I was like, what are the fears? The jank of falling into some sort of corrupted, glitchy world. That's here. Acrophobia, check. Thalassophobia, you betcha.
You got it. Of course, there's going to be endless deep water. Why wouldn't there be? It's a mega structure.
Why wouldn't there be? Yeah, you can go up and you can go down. This is Yulia.
This crusade is not only about the city.
Voice acting? Not that bad, actually. Story comprehensible? Absolutely not.
There can be no peace.
Yeah.
I will say that one of the things that I'm going to kind of skip across here, because if you've played a Dark Souls inspired game, it is just kind of a series of proper nouns describing the event that happened and the people involved, and you got like a half dozen people, and you've got the anomaly and the sundering, or whatever you want to call it, and then after that it's just kind of, it's well, I'm not going to spoil the end of the game, but I showed you like you actually get to the anomaly, and I was like, of course, it's the thing that is in every dark sci-fi. The dark sci-fi shorthand for anomaly that you're thinking of in your head right now.
That's correct.
Some sort of mysterious device. That thing that you see in your mind is exactly what's in here.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Comment down below.
Yeah.
Perhaps you will be able to make a good guess about what it might be.
I will say, just to clarify, in case I forgot to say it before, this is a small team from the island of Cyprus, which is in the Mediterranean. So, like, it's not like any of the traditional Western or Eastern developers that we're used to seeing things from, which is always awesome, even if there is jank.
Like I went different stuff. So I'm going to one of the other innovations is this genre of this game in the genre, which I do really appreciate. I'm going to hold down this button to hold on, blast this fellow.
Oh.
No. Run out of space.
You're really low on flux.
Yeah, I think that was it. This guy is a little hardy, but I think I can stun lock. Okay, we're good. We're good. The decay is also great because it also does an attack debuff and as well as defense debuff. So
because that guy walked me.
Let's try this again. Pulling down the bring my homunculus out of the mirage case. There we go. You can create your own checkpoints.
Yes.
One time in between an orange checkpoint. If you delete this one, you can't use it again until you get back to an orange checkpoint, which at any moment you press the pause button and you say, I need to respawn. I'm in a bad spot.
Yeah.
You could just do that. But this also means that if I take a wrong step or I'm exploring the sides, let's an object lesson. Okay. Let's see if we can't get into a bad situation here. Or at least something where the curiosity might do us
more harm
than poorly. Yeah.
Let's
see, is there any kind of...
I mean, that looks like platforming down there.
Does look like platforming. So, like, these little edges here, I feel like I could probably sneak off and catch one, or maybe I'll just die. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Like that one Jackie Chan movie? Or was it Jet Li? I don't even remember.
I did not catch it, and I'm going to just die. That's it. Oh, hey, there's the broken arrow in my head. Yeah. Perfectly all right.
Because you're right back here.
Sent right back. Yeah, sent right back to our homunculus.
Lost nothing.
Lost nothing, aside from any resources I spent, like health files or whatever. So that kind of thing kind of sucks. Almost every enemy will give you one, so it's not like bad in that sense. It's really not until the end of the game when it, like I mentioned earlier, it almost expects you to just be using like high-powered potions to just kind of face tank things, make up for like the massive. Because because you don't level up conventionally, you have to kind of craft or find the armor to give you the stats. You don't really have a linear progression. It's more of like plateaus where you're like, okay, I guess I have the resources to finally make some stuff, and then suddenly you'll go from being one shot to one-shotting everything, and then you'll go for another few hours, and then it'll reverse again.
Right.
So that was my experience, where it's like, oh, I'm having kind of a hard time here, and then, oh, I'm fine. Everything is just falling before me, and then, oh no, I'm having a bad time again, and then finally, once again, everything is melting before me. And there's like broken builds and whatnot, which almost seems necessary just to kind of get towards the end. I don't think that the bosses at the end are necessarily they're not poorly designed in that they're completely unfair, but they don't seem to gel particularly well with the kind of clunky, deliberate, and frankly very slow combat, especially since I decided to do mostly heavy weapon stuff, which at the end I had to switch to faster weapon. It just wasn't happening. Like,
you couldn't keep using this thing?
This thing, I upgraded it. It was by my side the whole time. Let's see if I can do a little do the... Okay, he's canceling me out of my... Nope, no iframes.
There you died.
I was going to try and roll past him, but the lock-on kind of veered me a little bit to the side there.
Lock-on did you dirty?
It did me dirty, but that's all right. We're just right here. No, nothing too bad. And we got our magic back, right? So we can do some cheeky long-range kills here.
Do some shooting.
Heading up. Yeah. So this is why this is a recommendation video. The mood and vibes of this game are extremely good. And okay, that just kind of went into the ground, I think. just
What you doing, bud?
okay. Just took 90% of my health off there. No big deal.
Yeah, it was one arrow in the
right
head.
back there.
Maybe
we'll do an actual health potion there. Let's pull out the big sword. Okay, B button does have a jump attack. The jump attack I have on the sword, which comes with the sword, does a stun, which is good. But it does take about 7 years to charge up.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
just
a little
let me
ankle
up
breaker
the
right
stairs.
there.
Hold on, just kind of.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, he likes your body.
Previous version. Yep. Nope. All right. Did not lock on like I was hoping. I'm not gonna fight him up here. This seems bad. So let's go down here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now then. Oh, that's right. The flux is the thing that I'm missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. Come on, buds.
Come at me. All right. Time to use the weirdly precise. Hold on. I think I can tag this guy in the foot. Yeah, I can.
There we go.
Who's
You got
next?
one.
Okay, let me try and okay. Kind of.
Nope.
No jumping attacks, by the way.
No.
Seems like a missed opportunity, honestly. All right, hold on. Let me get. It's definitely in a sort of an angle
There you go.
up and right.
Stupid that works, but also
Okay.
great.
So yeah, that's the kind of combat. That's the combat. Let's be real. Okay, now I need to figure out a
Way to get back
safe
up there.
way to get back.
Would your special attack do that for you?
Unfortunately, too unreliable. Also, I need more flux to do
Okay.
that, which I might be able to equip a flux potion, but I think that
Maybe you can make a jump to the stairwell.
yeah. Let me try a just try a regular running jump. Okay. There is mantling very.
It's inconsistent.
There is a mantling system. It's extremely inconsistent because I think it might be determined by like the actual like geometry rather than something more procedural.
Right. So the collision
like,
has
if these were
mantleable
not-
assigned to it.
Yeah, so if this
Okay.
was just never assigned to it, I think that's how it works. honestly.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I think I'm gonna have to make a jump here.
Mm-hmm.
So now we get to kind of investigate what kind of jump do you think would work here? Like a walking jump like this? That might be it.
I feel like a walking jump is what you need.
Okay, we'll try a walking jump, and then there is a little ledge here, so it's possible I might catch myself if I miss. Let's just kind of do one of these.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
All right. These are the tactical decisions that are being made here.
Exploratory science.
So yes, this game is recommended. I think this game is good, but if someone came at me and was like, "This game is bad, and here's why," no lies detected. I would be like, "Yeah, you're not
invisible guy."
Trying, yeah, I was trying to kind of. There we go. Okay,
There you go.
Just give me a little item there.
Some
Don't mind
vitriol,
me, sir.
an upgrade splinter.
Upgrade splinter.
Yeah.
So yes, if you come at me and like, no, the game's bad, and I'm like, I mean that's
That's
I get
fair.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Not
fair.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a upgrade splinter. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try and get up. Before we end, because I for like the sake of vistas. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta run this guy down.
Got an archer. 2 archers.
Oh boy. The archer in the back murdered me.
He shot you in the
New
face.
strategy. I run past. Yeah, the archers and the mages are so annoying because this is how slow you attack with these large weapons anyway. So it might behoove me to
Switch to a faster.
put on a faster one,
Or just use a bow.
Do have a bow. Bows are extremely powerful, and ammunition is very limited because it's like you can only have 5 at a time, and you can fill it up between encounters in quotes, but that also means like effectively until you get like a quiver upgrade or the equivalent. But even at the end of the game, like the most you'll be seeing is like 7 arrows of a type for a fight. So that's just the way it's going to be. Very, very strong, though. Anything, mostly anything in this game can become very strong. But let's do. Okay, we'll put a little light on. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a slightly faster swinging saber here. Now, if I de-equip, I still have my light out. This is going to be more dangerous for. I'll be moving faster, but it's also I'll be moving more dangerously. So let's see if we can't just outrun our adversaries.
Yeah, just later nerds the problem.
Yeah. Later nerds.
Later nerd. All right, do I need to be ready to do the spiel really quick?
No, hopefully I'll be able to, if I remember correctly what's up and around here, I'll be able to kind of...
hey, it's your body.
It killed me almost instantly and also ate my roll input. Hold on. I do not know why I was moving slowly there. Did I still have my weapon out?
Maybe?
I think so. I feel like that was...
Did it auto-draw your weapon when you got shot in the face with the arrow?
I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. Okay. Need to be more aggressive with my evasions.
Yeah.
This is as usual. This just as a performance note. This is a 1070. And it's a little chunky at times. I've also played it on a 3080, and it's perfectly fine there.
Right. It's just.
Serpentine.
Oh, gosh.
Serpentine. Heal.
Yeah.
Run away.
Okay. Maybe after you get shot, you just... Oh, this is cool.
I'm going to heal again because I think that it's not enough health to survive. Okay, hold on. I'm getting... Okay, we've got... Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can't... Pretty sure there is an elevator around here, but let's draw a weapon just in case. There's also a parrying system, which is pretty generous. It's kind of fun to do. It works on no bosses, so yeah. So I think this is gonna be a area transition. Kind of make some turns, change the lighting.
There's an elevator.
Oh yeah. all right. Hold on. This should be. Let me double check here just so I can. Video and graphics. Let me go down to the gamma. Oh yes, it's maxed out. Okay,
that is max gamma. Very good.
All right, so let's just stand on this and deliver us skyward to the next zone.
Yes.
Where I do want to have. Now I feel like we could do.
Oh wow.
So we got our homunculus mirage back because we've made it to an orange homunculus.
Nice.
And I feel like we could end here. So do you want me to run to what I'm going to call the highway, which I think is a pretty awesome vista?
Yeah, I would like you to do that.
Okay, let's do that. Let's put this away, because I won't need it, because I'm going to be running past things that are going to murder me anyways.
Fair. Yeah.
Okay, I should just... okay, I'm going to visit... those items aren't going to help me. It's at the moment. If I get to a relatively safe spot on the highway section, I should be able to just ignore that situation over there.
Was that one of those robots from the Matrix?
From the Matrix, yeah. It seems like that is the case. The exact route you can go through this game varies wildly depending on which direction you decide to go in the beginning.
Oh, hey.
So like, try and avoid being blasted.
Ooh.
I'm going to go down an incredibly long ladder. Just need to catch it. Go down. Okay.
And go down quickly. Quicklier.
This is me going down quickly.
Quicklier.
This is as fast as it gets. So this is the normal speed.
Yeah. Oh man, it's not Demon Souls slow, but it's pretty close.
Okay, I'll see if I can land a homunculus down here for safety.
Well,
yes. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Let's go see if we can't end here on the highway. This is the highway of the upper blocks. which you can get to very quickly, as we've seen here, but was like, I don't know, 10 hours into my playthrough, and I came at it from a completely different way. I was just like, what is going on over there? What is that thing? Where am I?
Oh,
good times.
all right. Do you want me to wait until you've murdered this?
Nah, just go for it. I might be murdered, honestly.
Fair. Well, if you've enjoyed this and the other things we do, please consider... Oh, that's so cool in the background. Please consider supporting us on Patreon. Most direct way... Oh,
it's fine.
No.
It's fine. It's fine.
Most direct way to support us and the things that we do. You can also do the YouTube stuff, the like, comment, subscribe. It helps out a lot. We love making stuff like this, and those things make it easier to do more.
Okay, I think I can survive this. Guess we'll find out.
Is that fatal? No.
Okay, I don't think I got this before. This is new. This is new content.
Handler Echo. Okay. I guess that's
there
for
are,
your
there are
handler?
only 5 of there. Yes, there are only 5 of those in the game, and there are certain spots they can appear.
Huh.
And they're supposed to be further and further out from the handler, so you know, it determines what upgrade path or how far you can upgrade your equipment.
Oh, that's what
and then,
that
like,
is.
If you get one of them here, then the other locations where it could spawn, it's not there anymore, and then it's the next further out. I think that's pretty sure that's how that particular thing works.
Okay.
Okay then. Bleak Faith.
Forsaken.
Okay, yeah.
Jump off.
Whee!
Oh, wow. You went a pretty good way. Oh, another arrow.